Hi, and welcome to our day trading update. It's December the 1st, and my name is Stephen Cox, the CEO of Share Navigator. So the reason we're just showing you our positions at the moment, again, this is one of our high probability trades. So this is where we sell insurance policies basically on the S&P 500. We generate probabilities of about 80 to 90% chances of winning. And this forms about 50% of our portfolio, and we recommend you do the same thing. And if you're based in the UK and Ireland, this is tax-free as well. So this is a tax-free trade we put on. We're going to make about a 2.5% return on investment in a month. We could have made 5. We could have actually increased the size of that trade if we wanted. But we just demonstrated a couple of weeks back to clients, and we wanted to just show you. And the reason this is such a high probability again is the share price of the S&P 500 can go up, can go sideways, and go down as long as it doesn't fall more than 8% in this case. And statistically, it has less than a 10% chance of that happening within the time frame that we're talking about. And again, we've done an in-depth video on that, and I'll post the link on that. So again, you should remind yourself, this should be the majority of your portfolio. But moving on in then to the shorter term trades that we like. And these have less of a probability. You're down to a 50% chance of winning in this. So we try to use technicals to give us our best chance of making a profit in this. But as per usual, on everything that you do before you day trade, you should check the calendar, the economic calendar, to see what news events are out that could potentially impact your trade. And we would recommend that you don't trade either side of it, maybe about an hour either side of the announcement. So for example, you've got in the US, you've got the manufacturing PMI today. It's out in about 6 hours time. So in about 5 hours time, any trades we have related to the US dollar will be shut down, or we just won't open one for a 2-hour window until the data gets absorbed and priced in. So you keep watching out for that when you're day trading. And remember, you don't hold trades overnight. This is something you're in, you're out, and you keep your 2% rule, risk rule, that you're not prepared to risk any more than 2% of your capital in any one trade. So let's go and have a look at some of the currency pairs. So starting off here with the euro dollar, you can see it's clearly in a sideways trend here. And it's making a move, I suppose, towards this the most recent high of that sideways trend. It's pretty much stabling out here a little bit. You could still play this either way, in my opinion. So what we do is move over to our 15-minute window on the right-hand side. And what we're looking at as our trigger point is RSI being either overbought, which is above 70, or oversold, which is below 30. And that just gives us the interest to trade. Now, again, I've done an in-depth video on what other setups you should be looking for before you actually push the buttons. And please go and watch that. It's an important one. So, for example, you can see here, RSI tip 70, it's pullback since. Now, we wouldn't have gone onto that trade just yet. And the reason is that, see this here, this previous high was taken out. And that usually indicates that we're going to start making new highs again. So that would have been probably a reason we wouldn't have placed the trade, even though we probably would have made a profit here. So we would have looked for a bearish candle confirmed by another bearish candle before we would have entered, and RSI would have moved down too much in this case. So that's not a trade we would have got on, even though it would be easy to say, well, we would have traded this. We wouldn't have, simply because this previous high was taken out. So in our view, you need this to stabilize and stop creating higher highs for a while before you would even consider shorting this one. And then I'll probably have more confidence on the lower end if RSI did get to 30 and started making a move back above it. So you need to keep an eye on that one today. British pound, US dollar, you can see here the series of lower highs and lower lows is now over. We've broken out of that on the daily, and we've broken back into this sideways channel that was established here. So I'll be kind of more inclined to trade this on a positive note. So in other words, when RSI gets below 30, that's when my trigger will be alerted on this one. And then I want to trade it in a bullish sense. And again, we will buy when we get the right setup. Again, I've done a video on that. And when RSI gets to 50, or when we make 10 points, we walk away. So the first trigger is RSI has to be below 30 before we'd even consider the trade. So we'll wait for that setup today. Euro British pound, you can clearly see this is in an up channel here at this moment. So you don't fight that trend on the daily chart. So in other words, in the short-term chart, we wouldn't place any short bet. So here's an example here right now for me. we can see that the RSI is over 70. So the temptation here now is to try and short this all the way down here. But I'm not going to fight this primary trend here. So I'm just going to let that trade run. It may come all the way back here. But, you know, we're not prepared to take that chance on this because of this primary trend. If the shoe was on the other foot and RSI was below 30 and we were starting to make a move back up, I would be interested in that one, going bullish on it. So we will ignore this trade here today. But if RSI gets below 30, we could be very interested. US dollar, Japanese yen, you can see here now again, that was already in an up channel here. And then it broke above the upper band of that up channel and has now come back to retest support. So I would actually be inclined to go bullish on this today if the opportunity arose. And it looks like it nearly attempted it here. So if RSI gets below 30 today and the correct setup presents itself, then we might go long on this one and actually again for a 10-point gain, or when RSI gets back to 50. But right now it hasn't presented itself. We just haven't quite got down there. But we might get a revisit this low. RSI might come below 30 again. We'll have a look here. And then looking at gold. So gold, as you can see on the left-hand side, it's clearly in a sideways pattern, a consolidation pattern at the moment. And what's interesting here with gold at the moment, if you look at here, it's kind of finishing it right at this previous high here. It's really trying to kind of grind higher a little bit here. Having said that, it just hasn't managed to a proper breakout yet. So we might actually see gold retrace here in the 15-minute, which is starting to do here a little bit. But again, if RSI got below 30 here on the gold and it started to give a buy signal, assuming no news is out at that stage, that would be actually a good time to go long on gold and take a scalp on gold here as well. So just in summary, folks, some small piece of data out today, not too much. Just make sure you avoid the news events. And there's just certain channels on these currencies you got to watch out for. And if the opportunity presents itself, make sure you put your stop losses in place. And remember, no more than 2% of your account at risk in any one trade. So in an account at this side, that would be about €220 on any one trade. Okay, this is Stephen with your stock market update. Thanks and bye for now.